Morning run for 3 miles at 60% of heart rate. Max to calculate. Max heart rate, resting heart rate. Percent intensity. Plus resting heart rate. Example. In reflection to the previous consultation, we saw his heart rate was above average for someone who undergoes regular morning run before work for 3 miles. To start to improve aerobic capacity, I recommend in the morning his morning run should be 60%, thereby improving basic endurance. To start to improve aerobic capacity, I recommend in the morning his morning run should be 60%, thereby improving basic endurance. His target heart rate to begin with is 149 bpm to enable him to work at 60% heart rate. Max. This training is specific to his lifestyle goals as a decrease in heart rate is needed. Tuesday. Warm. Tuesday. Warm up 5 minutes on the elliptical at level 8 and then progress to level 9 for an additional 5 minutes continuous work. Military press 2 minutes with lateral raises 1 minute. Horizontal extensions with the bands, focus on going to the furthest point of resistance slowly to avoid injury. 2 minutes press-ups 2 by 10. Focus on isolating the chest using the principle moderation of using 10 reps to avoid overload to avoid the risk of injury and ultimately burnout on the first session, as this could be a contributing factor to why they may not stick to the training plan. Training, reducing training to a lesser intensity so that the correct adaptations occur. Bench press 4 by 10. Dumbbell bench press 3 by 10. Incline dumbbell bench press 3 by 10. Cable flies 3 by 10. Hanging leg raise 3 by 20. Cool down. Heart rate rowing machine on a low intensity level. Rowing action should be completed slowly as the goal is trying to reduce heart rate to around 50% above resting heart rate to help with the removal of lactic acid and other waste gases like CO2 from the muscles. Static stretching will improve flexibility as well as prevent DOMS and the removal of waste products from the muscles. Overhead triceps and shoulder stretch for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist extension stretch 15 seconds both arm and wrist flex stretch. Wednesday. Warm up. A continuous cycle on the exercise bike at level 8 for 5 minutes and then level 9 for 5 minutes. Dynamic lunges on the move for 15 m to stretch the lower limbs, prepping them for intense exercise, inviting oxygen to flow into the legs so that the orblar can be shifted to the right, delaying fatigue, allowing you to reach the required reps. Body weight lunges for 15 m. And other dynamic stretches like opening the gate and closing the gate to stretch iliopsoas and gluteus maximus. All specific to the main activity, which is focusing in the legs. The intensity of the oxygen are in reps and sets. Squat 4 by 10 maximus set here as this targets large muscle groups. Using the principle of overload so we know micro tears are occurring so can be repaired, stimulating muscle growth and muscle size. Leg extensions 3 by 10. Leg curls 4 by 10. Leg press 3 by 10. Calf raises 3 by 15. Cool down. Using a stepper machine at level 5, proceed to decline heart rate by 50% heart rate. Max. Proceed to do a reclined spinal twist, crossover hamstring stretch, static active quadricep for 20 seconds. Increases the range of movement around the joint, although adaptations are slower compared to PN/F, but is the safest and at this early period of training so wish to avoid injury, otherwise cycles during periodization will be messed up. Thursday. Morning run RPE 15 for 3 miles. Foam roller focusing on legs after run, and the day before was a leg session so have to ease the muscle. Friday. Warm up. This session will involve targeting the deltoids. This improves the overall performance of the session when presented with a session-specific warm-up. Ropes will be used for 10 seconds alternate arms, then 10 seconds with both arms simultaneously. This will then be repeated 3 times with a rest. Dumbbell shoulder press 3x10. Reverse dumbbell flies 4x10. Barbell shear raises 3x12. Front raise by 10. Side raise by 10. Arnold press 3x8. Variation is used third rate of the week to make sure he sticks to the plan. Cool down. Rowing machine, 10 minutes on level 3, aiming to reduce heart rate. Complete horizontal flexion static passive stretch using other arm to increase the range of movement to the joint. Saturday. Warm up. Rowing machine for 5 minutes on level 6, then increase to 7 after the previous 5. Progression of warm-up to increase heart rate. Bent over row 3x10. Dumbbell row 4x8. T-bar row 4x8. Dumbbell curl by 16, 8 each side. Hammer curl by 20, 10 each side. Cool down. Cycle machine 4. On level 3 for 5 minutes. Stretch using a foam roller focusing on the back. Sunday rest day to allow for muscles to recover from the week and to allow micro tears to repair. On Sunday the client should be focusing on his diet and making sure he is eating sufficient protein to enable him to continue to repair muscle and for the week ahead. Client whose main goal was to increase his strength and muscle mass. What is weight training is used heart rate throughout the program. This shows that the program is specific to the client's goals. During week 1 we have relatively low sets, for example the bench press only having 8 reps. The duration of the regular runs start at 3 miles from this week and will progress 0.2 miles each week in the hope that the performer completes the extended run in the same amount of time, increasing the overall intensity over the 6-week period. The first week aims to challenge the performer moderately and aims to avoid injury. Third rate of lower sets and lower intensity because we'll use Carvonen's principle and a 1-rep max test to calculate the correct intensity for the performer so that training is moderated. Hopefully prevents the performer being mentally and physically burnt out within the first week, causing them not to continue with the training program. Monday. Bodyweight dynamic stretches. Morning run 3.2 miles RPE 15, progressing the exercise by making it longer at the same intensity to improve aerobic capacity. Tuesday. Warm up. Rowing machine on a moderate intensity level. Rowing action should be completed slowly, reducing the risk of injury prior to session. Resistant band. Pull apart for 30 seconds at an RPE of 12. Increase to 11 then 12 after each set, 3 sets in total. The seated row 3x10 reps. Upright row with band 3x10. Activity. Back and by. Lat pull downs 3x10 increased weight. I have increased the weight in week 2 for most of the exercise so that progression of the exercises can occur by increasing the intensity of exercise as if the training intensity remains the same. The body remains at the same fitness level and there won't be hypertrophy to the muscles if intensity remains the same. Bent over row 4x10 increased weight. Dumbbell row 3x12 increased weight. T-bar row 3x10 increased weight. Dumbbell curl by 16, 8 each side, same weight as before. Hammer curl by 20, 10 each side, same weight as before. Cool down. Elliptical on level 5 for 5 minutes, then reduce down to level. Move to static stretches like side twist on each side for 30 seconds twice. Double knees to chest. Wednesday. Woo. Using a multi-gym, start with lessened bodyweight pull-ups 10 by 3 and 2 by 10 dips. A quarter of body weight off to moderate the warm-up, as he may not be able to complete all reps and sets. Activity: chest and tris and abs. Bench press 3 by 8 increased weight. Dumbbell bench press 4 by 8 increased weight. Incline dumbbell bench press 4 by 10 same weight as before as we need to moderate exercises and intensities cannot be too strenuous. Because overload in the early stages of the training program may result in an increased risk of injury, so training should be tapered to avoid delaying the training periods. Cable flies 3 by 12 increased weight. Press-ups 2 by as many reps as possible in 30 seconds with a 30. Cable crunch 3 by 12 same weight as before. Leg raise 4 by 10 body weight. Hanging leg raise 3 by 20. Have increased the weight for some exercises as progression is needed, as so the muscle growth is not stunned and allows the muscles to be challenged again, increasing hypertrophy. C. D. DOWN rowing machine on a low intensity level. 4. Rowing action should be completed slowly, as the goal is trying to reduce heart rate to around 50% above resting heart rate to help with the removal of lactic acid and other waste gases like CO2 from the muscles. Overhead triceps and shoulder stretch for 30 seconds each arm. Wrist hypertension stretch 15 seconds both arm and wrist flexor stretch. Thursday. Fartlek training. Fartlek training involves changing the speed that you run at, altering different intensities for different periods of time. An session would be a jog for 60 seconds, followed by a hard run for 30 seconds, followed by a jog for 30 seconds, followed by all-out sprint for 10 seconds, followed by a walk for 30 seconds. Do this third rate time, third rate off. Friday. Woo. A continuous cycle on the exercise bike at level 8 for 5 minutes and then level 9 for 5 minutes. Dynamic lunges on the move for 15 m. Body weight lunges for 15 m. Opening the gate and closing the gate to stretch iliopsoas and gluteus maxima. Activity: legs and abs. Squat 4 by 12 same weight as before. Romanian deadlift 4 by 10 same weight as before is the same weight as before, but intensity has increased as a result of the increased repetitions from 10-12 progressing the exercises. Dumbbell straight-legged deadlift 4 by 8 same weight as before. Leg extensions 3 by 12 same weight as before. Leg curls 4 by 12 same weight as before. Leg press 3 by 12 same weight as before. Calf raises 4 by 12 same weight as before. Kettlebell swings 3 by 10 increased weight. Cool down. Stepper machine at level 5. Proceed to decline heart rate by 50% heart rate max. Proceed to do a reclined spinal twist, crossover hamstring stretch, static active quadrisp for 20 seconds. Stepper machine as a cool down will allow the vascular shunt mechanism to vasodilate blood vessels as a result of exercise. This in turn will allow for greater amount of oxygenated blood to flow to the muscles. On the other hand, gas transport between the muscles of waste products like CO2 can also be removed at a faster rate. Saturday. Woo. Ropes will be used for 11 seconds, alternate arms, then 11 seconds with both arms simultaneously. This will then be repeated 3 times with a rest. Ballistic stretching like swinging and crossing arms will help with the mobility and range of motion around a joint. Activity: shoulders, abs. Palm in dumbbell press 3 by 12 same weight as before. Dumbbell shoulder press 3 by 12 same weight as before. Reverse dumbbell flies 4x12 same weight as before. Swap because in week 2 we have progressed the number of repetitions to increase fitness.